Yep.
Caleb Plant looking to close the show here in Birmingham against Thomas Awimbono. In case you were wondering, hey wait, he said the Bronx. We're underway. Plant undefeated out of Ashland City, Tennessee, near Nashville.
He told us in the fighters meeting he did a lot of rounds. That gave him confidence coming into this fight and letting him know that he's somewhere in the top.
Like, isn't that the protocol, the etiquette?
He won every single round.
Well,
that's what he said.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
I know, but he's not supposed to say.
Well,
and his nickname is Sweet Hands, so you'd figure he lets the hands fly. Started as a kickboxer. So he really just loved the boxing aspect of it. So
his dad, big influence in his life. He gave him credit for the person, the fighter he is today. He's showing it tonight. He's showing skills. He's showing really good footwork.
In order to be successful, you need to get to these tournaments. My dad didn't have the money, you know, to go to Orlando, to go to Atlanta. He willed it to happen. So his father, who's in his corner now, get turned into a high-level pro.
Come on, let's go.
Good body shot by Plant. The hands going down, goes Awimbono.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
Those are sweet hands.
nice counter follow-up left hook.
Again, it's those punches you don't see that, you know, get you down.
Awimbono will try to survive this. Final seconds. Trying to stay on his feet. Escape something hard, and he does.
Welcome back to Legacy Arena. If you take a close look at Caleb Plant's trunks tonight, you'll see the word pumpkin, and also he has a tattoo on his left arm, and it is to honor his daughter, Aaliyah, who died, unfortunately, when she was just 19 months old from a rare medical condition. And he said that he thinks about her throughout all of the fights that he does, and he also made a promise to her that he would continue to remember her throughout the fights and win the belts for him. He said that there is no plan B. If there's not boxing, that's it. So you can have all the belts, lay them next to his daughter Aaliyah, but she's a constant source of motivation for him.
Brought himself back, just thinking about his daughter, saying, look, anything I win just goes right to her, and through a lot already in his life.
Caleb shows a little bit of Floyd Mayweather in his stance and some of the punches that he delivers.
You think a little influence from the Mayweather gym?
Yeah,
times?
he said he's frequenting a lot of gyms, and I'm sure he's been by the Mayweather gym.
And that's always good, right? I mean, to go to a place where you know you're going to find the great sparring. He sparred one of the best, you know, out there, and he said he beat him.
Yeah, Awimbono comes in here. He's 25-6-1. Yep.
And Awimbono does have experience. You're exactly right, champ, because that combination he threw to knock him down, you could tell he threw that combination on pads hundreds of times, thousands of times.
You practice at the gym, you know, throwing it, putting it to work.
All right,
I like it.
There you go. John Jimeno, who's in impoverished circumstances in the Philippines, and Plant. So we take a look at the scorecard to Plant. The first one, a 10-8 round, of course, with the knockdown. Kids on meth and heroin. You know, so he didn't make his upbringing out to be tougher than it had to be.
Well, his dad made sure he didn't succumb to the temptations of where he lived, and his, drugs are abundant in the. Now, the knockdown in the first round could have been a blessing and a curse. He's looking for that now. He's looking for that left hook, so Plant needs to use his jab a little bit more. Exactly.
So he's against a young kid, showcasing himself, but he fights back and throws back a sharp right hand. Round 3 scheduled for 10. On another exciting night in Birmingham, Plant goes to work.
I like how Plant maintains his distance, you know, get caught with something. No, he's in a great position. Good feint, 1-2 distance, right hand.
As we go back to the fight, as Awimbono had some success early on. And then Plant firing back, and this is where Abner said, here's the distance. Right, had room, letting his hands go. Right, not smothering his own power.
Exactly, that's the word. He's not smothering his punches because he's maintaining a great distance where he could throw at will and connect.
And depending on the outcome of Joshua and Klitschko, Parker's a great big draw in New Zealand. And
Wilder, again, went over to Europe, was actually opened up his training camp in England to fight, and was getting on that plane to go to Russia. So he has no problems traveling. Klitschko or Joshua will have leverage. You know how this works. We'll have leverage. I think Wilder's exciting. Again, I'm big on Deontay Wilder. I used to see him, I mean, way back on the Friday night fights, starting off, and he was fighting nobody. He wouldn't be doing what he's doing now.
I agree with you. He started at 19, and you know he missed his formative years. Like Champ said, he started at 8. So there are things that you learn starting young that you'll never get starting old. And those
Plant is just steadily taking it to Awimbono. Starts off with a lead right hand. Good head work there by Awimbono. Moved out of the way.
Awimbono is going basically in a survival mode, letting Plant punch. He'll block him and survive, and then try to catch him on the way out.
You know, it's strange too. For some reason, like until Roy Jones took over 168, then okay, he was the champ there, but. Caleb Plant, good work, comes in and now fires hard. With the success, follows up.
I think it's just a matter of time now for Plant.
Some harder thudding shots there by Plant. You said something important there too, Virgil Hunter, is that right? There's an art to matchmaking. You don't want to go too hard, but you don't want to go too easy either.
Particularly when you have a prospect with potential to be a world champion, you want to just right.
I feel the same way. This kid definitely has the goods. He's a good fighter. He's showing good technique.
Exactly. You keep him here too long, champ.
He gets his body behind him too. There with another solid right. Awimbono's corner. Show a little more spunk here. That was a decent right hand that he just threw.
Well, Awimbono didn't show much respect for Caleb at the fighters meeting yesterday. He said he's hittable and he hasn't fought anybody. So I expected to see a little bit more aggression from him.
Yeah, well, he also said that, I know he likes to move. He said, but I know how to take him down. So I thought,
he did say that, yes.
I was like, all right. Again, yeah, he was not overly concerned about going in against a 14-0 kid.
At this stage, he's fighting a good calculated fight, but I would like. I don't know exactly what he was saying in his language.
He was speaking the international corner language. And you see Awimbono lets it fly a little bit.
The 6th round, I hope that Plant picks it up a little bit more. He's smart, but we got to see the explosive side too.
The good thing about him, champ, is that he's learning how to box before he gets his boxing is getting better before he gets to the top level, which is crucial.
Yeah.
And I think Asante, his trainer, as Awimbono picks it up. Yeah, he's just a little more determined, moving forward, throws a good hook and follows up.
So I think he'll show who he really is when that moment comes.
Good action now. Again, Awimbono letting it fly with some body shots.
If anybody has a chance to beat him, it's a fighter at this level.
I hear you, Virgil, and I think even in this case where it's like, all right, he's being forced to react to something a little bit.
He has a threat.
Last couple of rounds using cruise control.
Right,
look, I'm just winning all these rounds.
Can't make a mistake against, and is just as good as him and bringing everything to the table like him. That's when you'll see his pedigree.
Sharp hooks, good head movement, and another hook from Caleb Plant. Good work. It goes to the body as well. And Awimbono continues to move in. And now he's got some fight.
So he stepped his game up also.
Nice counter punch there, 3-piece.
But them.
Yeah.
You've got to do things on the fly.
You check the door. Where's the entry?
Jeff Dodson, the referee, has pretty good control of this. Yeah.
If he keeps trying, I think he's going to be able to land a more crisp. There it is. Yeah.
And just be who he is.
Where you can pick your spots. Why would he walk back to the middle of
it? That move right
Maybe
there.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
I definitely would ask him as a trainer, why did you do that? I mean, was it frustration?
I'm wondering too, and it's the way Awimbono just had that little flurry. Looked like Plant recognized, no, man, I know that's what you want. Moves in, so he likes that distance.
I think he hasn't gone anywhere yet. takes a decent punch, and he's fighting a defensive fight. When a man has his mind made up, he's going.
Didn't he win that? Did he not win that one round where he forced the action? Was that round 6?
I believe it was the fifth, sixth. Took it well. It's the 8th round. If anything, his power punch is not there anymore. Well, take the risk. 8th round. You got the fight in the bag.
That was a little low from Awimbono. Why don't you try to do more? Like, how do you make that decision?
And each trainer has their way of going about things. A knockout can come from anywhere at any time, but the fighter has to fight to his strengths. A champ here, he can fight a variety of ways. He can get aggressive with you and he can box you.
Pressure this guy, maybe take him out, but then again, you know, Plant is just a simple boxer. He's a great boxer, and he's maintaining to what he knows how to do. And he's doing a great job doing it.
Boxing well.
You know, we just saw that as Plant does up the action there a little bit here in round 8 in the final 30 seconds. But Tukstat Nyambayar, and then suddenly he just threw it into another gear, and he looked terrific. And he has shown, like, if he's hook, yeah, he throws a nice little hook uppercut combination straight from his body. You can see how squat his body is. There's a possibility, unlikely, but that is his best chance.
Really, really good fight. The only advice I could give Caleb Plant, good distance, let go of a 3-4 punch, use an angle, another right hand.
That's his defense.
Exactly. And trust him more. Have more confidence in himself that he could do more than what he's doing now. Perfect, but I think he could do a little bit more.
Let it go, man. Awimbono gets out of trouble.
Chance tonight. He is not going to give him that knockout tonight. He's going to cover up everything.
And I think sometimes us as fighters, we fall into that plan. We fall into that game where we were feeling comfortable, we're winning the fight. Can't take a risk because he was a puncher.
Yeah.
Plant with a little stumble there. I didn't see exactly what happened. Final round, and at home on the Throwdown scoring app, you have every single round going to Caleb Plant.
The guy that
well,
was
I don't know much about Awimbono. I haven't seen any footage on him. I don't know in his 27 wins he has a good percentage of knockout.
I think tonight that the bar was set so high, you know, between Izu, Ugano, and then even before where we saw John Hemino of the Philippines put up a great effort against Tukstat Nyambayar. And so we're waiting for Awimbono to do something heroic here. He's doing whatever he can. You know, Hemino spoiled us. Hemino was like unbelievable. Even Jared Hurd behind on the cards and then stopping Tony Harrison. I had it all working. It was beautiful. And then one right hand, it's over.
I definitely get home and be like, wow, I was doing enough to win the fight. And not that he got careless, it's just that one of those punches he just never saw.
Exactly.
It was a short right hand from Deontay Wilder, too. Plant gets Awimbono into the corner in the final 30 seconds here of the 10th round. Let's see how he tries to close the show or finish the fight.
Like in the last seconds.
Taking the air out of the ball. Good work by Caleb Plant as he will stay undefeated. Final fight of the night. We will get the official decision in just a moment here in Birmingham, Alabama.
By unanimous decision, and still undefeated.